Welcome back, family. We're going to talk about something that is usually hidden in plain view in the black community and beyond. But I really want to speak about this and have been for a long time. We have touched on this topic before, but I want to speak on it from a different angle. In America, especially within the black community, there exists a hidden world of rituals and practices that many would rather not acknowledge. Witchcraft, once dismissed as folklore or superstition, is now a reality for an increasing number of people seeking to control their lives and have control over the lives of others. Many have turned to these practices out of a desperation for power, revenge, or an answer to life's difficulties. But this shift toward dark spiritual practices has profound implications. Far from being merely a cultural curiosity, the widespread use of witchcraft represents a deeper malaise, a way for some to avoid facing their own inner struggles, opting instead to project negativity onto others. The sad truth is that a lot of this spiritual work doesn't serve to uplift or heal. Instead, it's a covert means of control, an attempt to diminish or harm others, often stemming from jealousy and envy. In communities where family, friendships, and close relationships are valued, it's especially alarming to realize that someone close to you can secretly be casting spells or engaging in rituals intended to bring you harm. This reality is unsettling and dangerous, as many go to great lengths to hide their involvement, often passing as pillars of spirituality or community support. What's worse is that this phenomenon is becoming normalized, even celebrated, as part of taking control of one's destiny. But these actions, when motivated by envy or a desire to dim another's light, only feed a cycle of bitterness and resentment that destroys both the practitioner and their intended target. For those who choose the path of light, this constant bombardment of dark energy can sometimes be overwhelming. Yet, when we truly understand the nature of these attacks and their powerlessness in the face of true light, we learn that the light bearer's purpose and strength will always prevail. In this world, good and evil weave through our lives like a constant push and pull. And lately, it can feel as though the scales tip toward darkness. For those chosen with a purpose to bring light, to uplift, and to serve a greater good, the road is anything but easy. This path, marked by envy, jealousy, and the resistance of entities who have turned from their own purpose and, in doing so, have resorted to practices designed to tear down the light bearers around them. These practices often hide under the guise of spirituality, but in reality, they serve only to bring confusion, chaos, and harm to those chosen to make a positive impact. When someone walks with purpose, with a spirit to heal and lift others, they become a target for those who lack such direction. These individuals, plagued by their own unresolved pain, twist their energies into darkness, wielding rituals and casting curses in desperate attempts to diminish that which they have failed to cultivate within themselves. I'm speaking directly about the types of low-down, hidden witchcraft that run rampant, especially within the Black community. This isn't merely about belief in the supernatural. It's about the reality that some have chosen to use their knowledge and practices to hurt rather than to help, all to snuff out the brilliance of those around them. We live among people who present themselves as friends, as family, as close associates, and even in-laws. Yet, these same individuals behind closed doors participate in rituals meant to harm. They use spells and dark incantations to try and destroy financial stability, relationships, or one's peace of mind. They may smile to your face, but underneath, they're brewing potions of envy, fueled by their bitterness. These spiritual attacks aim to break your finances, marriage, or success come from people who refuse to build their own inner light, instead choosing to drain others. Many of these spiritual workers don't realize the energy they think they control can never match the power of someone walking a righteous path. Sure, they may cause disruptions temporarily, pushing you into a period of isolation or hardship, but even in the cocoon of that isolation, a light worker is transformed, growing in strength, discernment, and power. When you emerge, it is not weaker but stronger, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. In time, those who thought they had defeated you realize their spiritual rituals hold no weight against the divine calling and protection surrounding you. The power of discernment is critical. When you are chosen, you learn to see clearly through facades and fake smiles. You begin to recognize the intentions of those around you, and you understand that not everyone clapping for you wants to see you win. You see beyond their titles, their hollow rituals, and you understand the true nature of their spirit. You witness their fear when they recognize the light in you is untouched by their plots. They may gather in groups, hold ceremonies, or call on false powers, but their collective darkness cannot overshadow even the smallest light. This is especially crucial in the African American community, where we face an additional layer of spiritual betrayal. Too many people profess to hold a high level of spirituality, yet they're just using a cloak to cover their own envy and insecurity. There's a rot that spreads from those who refuse to look inward but insist on taking down those who shine. What's worse? It gets worse every year as more people turn to these practices out of desperation and bitterness, forgetting that such energies return to the sender tenfold. They'll realize too late that their rituals, curses, and ceremonies are empty. They will face the consequences of their choices and the spiritual wounds they try to inflict on others. Those who work in darkness underestimate the resilience, the unbreakable spirit, and the divine protection that surrounds a chosen one. When we recognize our worth, our power, and our purpose, their low energy spells and rituals cannot hold a candle to the strength of our conviction. Many times, people turn to these practices not out of strength but weakness. They're afraid of their own inadequacies and use dark energy to shield them from facing their truth. As you, a chosen one, rise above their attempts, remember that their attacks serve only to make you stronger. Each trial, each moment in the cocoon and each isolation pushes you closer to realizing your true power. And when you rise, there is nothing their jealousy or envy can do to stop the light you carry. In a world where darkness and light are in constant conflict, it's easy to forget that ultimately the power of true goodness and strength cannot be broken. For every attempt to harm a chosen one through rituals, spells, and dark intentions, there is an equal and opposite force that protects and strengthens them. The trials faced, the isolation, and the moments of doubt serve only to refine and empower the light worker, making their mission and spirit even stronger. Those who turn to witchcraft to harm others may achieve temporary disruptions, but they fail to see that they are only sharpening the resolve of the one they wish to destroy. It's important, then, for those who walk in light to maintain focus and clarity, using discernment to recognize who is truly for them and who is a covert enemy. Spiritual strength comes from aligning with a purpose that is greater than oneself, and this alignment shields against the darker intentions of others. Every encounter with dark forces becomes a lesson, revealing who can be trusted and teaching the chosen ones how to rise even higher, leaving behind the attempts of those who aim to hold them back. In the end, light, true light, cannot be extinguished by envy or jealousy. For those who understand this, the constant attempts of others to tear them down serve only as reminders of their own strength and purpose. The chosen will continue to rise like a phoenix from the ashes, fulfilling their purpose despite every attempt to thwart their journey. And as they rise, those who choose to indulge in dark practices will be left with nothing but their own unfulfilled potential, realizing too late that their energy could have been spent on personal growth and contribution to the world rather than trying to snuff out someone else's light. And I look at the peace that they don't have in their lives, and I realize that these words that I wrote were true. And so I had to speak on this a little extra, because as I observe these individuals, they are definitely in torment as their life falls apart. And all of the goodness that is due you cannot be stopped. So if these words reached you in a special way, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to go to Lancescurv.com, because this is a constant battle and it can be draining at times. But the more you go through, you have to realize the stronger you're going to get. I am proof positive of this. It's only the God force and the positive light that's inside of me that has carried me through. Much love to you all. Lancescurv out. Always hit Lancescurv.com for the work that we cannot share on social media platforms because we're in a time of censorship. And just know that I truly appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Peace.
Lancescurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.